What's going on, fellow band critics? I'm Steven, and today, right now, we're going to look at a comparison study between Southern and ALCORN as both bands perform their versions of Under the Influence by Chris Brown. The footage you're going to see in here is courtesy of Trent Productions when you see ALCORN and Human Jukebox Media when you see Southern. There'll be links down in the description below to both of these performances so you can see them in their entirety without any of my interruptions. Alright, there are also chapter markers in this video, so if you want to skip to the scoring section, we're going to score both bands kind of side by side. You can do that by clicking those little chapter markers down in the description. And there's also a link in the cards on top and in the description to a video that's comparing 3 high school bands in the SCHOLIDAY Battle Bands League. And I would love for all of you to go listen to the bands and score them accordingly, because we all know how kids are scoring the cards.
They see the word trash
and just tear that thing up. You know, all this stuff is helping me out with a lot of things for research, and people listen.
Data on paper means things.
Meaning, if you're playing around with these kind of scores and stuff, that's fine, but I'm using this stuff for producing movies later. So thank you to all the ones who are helping me out in the right way and doing it correctly, versus the ones who are just hating on other schools and stuff. So if you all would please just click that link and just go score the bands, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so this is Under the Influence.
The name of these songs nowadays, wow.
So which band is going to have the better arrangement? Let's find out. We're going to start with ALCORN. So without any further ado,
let's do what it do.
all right, here we go. Holy smokes, the Golden Girls already. Let's listen to the band. If you love bands like I do and enjoy my videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more super awesome, great, kick-ass content. Alright, so that was ALCORN performing Under the Influence by Chris Brown. First off, the ladies, my goodness, bravo, bravo, bravo. Okay, but we are not scoring the ladies right now. There's going to be a new show on this channel that's coming up. Now for the band, we're going to wait until we hear Southern's version first, and then we'll talk about both versions of that. So good job, ALCORN. Okay, so here we go. Now, up next, the Human Jukebox from Southern. Here we go. Yes, ma'am, ladies. Okay, so there you have it. That was Southern and ALCORN performing their versions of Under the Influence. Now let's get to these scores. We're scoring the bands based off of 5 categories. Get 5 points each. The most you can get in this entire scoring system here is 25. The categories are arrangement, blend and balance, dynamics and articulation, percussion, and execution. So here we go. We're gonna have them side by side. Let's do it. Here are the scores for Alcorn State University Sounds of Dynamite and Southern University Human Jukebox performing their versions of Under the Influence. For arrangement, Alcorn 4, Southern 5. Balance and blend, Alcorn 3, Southern 4. Dynamics and articulation, Alcorn 3, Southern 4. Percussion, both 5. Execution, Alcorn 2, Southern 5. This brings his total score to Alcorn 17 out of 25 and Southern 23 out of 25. All right, so let's talk about the arrangement. Now here it is. I liked both of them about almost the same. Now, what gave Southern the edge was that part when the tubas at the end got real soft and tubas doing some little, you know, I can't do exactly what they were playing. I don't know what it was, but it was something right there that sounded really, really cool. I think that was the edge that Southern had over Alcorn when it came to the arrangement just by themselves. For blend and balance, Alcorn 3, Southern 4. Okay, here's the thing. I think that the blending and balance on Southern could have been a little bit better, but I know that, you know, you can't really, I know when the band is playing outside, mic placement is a lot, and it all depends on how the song is recorded from the audio equipment. Now, when you just hear the song live, it's totally different, but I'm only going off what I heard, and it felt like some parts were not as balanced as other parts. That's the only reason Southern didn't get a 5. It sounded really balanced though. As far as Alcorn, there were some sections that was just way out of balance in my opinion, where it's like some sections were sticking out on some parts, some sections really wasn't blending with each other, where it sounded like I can hear one instrument in the section a few times. You know, nothing crazy, but the blend and balance definitely was not on par with Southern. For dynamics articulation, Alcorn got a 3. Similar thing, it was just like there really wasn't a big contrast between the loud and soft. I really couldn't hear any type of big crescendos, and the articulation a little bit all over the place. It was like in the same section, some people were playing things long, so it wasn't like articulation in general. It was just from the sections. The sections must articulate the same, and then even when sections had the same parts, it felt like this section was articulating differently than that section. As far as Southern, I was expecting a little bit more dynamic range to get them to like a 5. I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be more softer parts. Like I thought you all gonna get softer than what you did, and you know, a bigger crescendo up in there. Southern does a good job dynamics usually, but it's kind of like always a big, we go from instantly soft to big loud. It's very rare to hear like a big crescendo that's like gradual. It's like, we're going, and we're loud. That's Southern, in my opinion. That's me from what I hear most of the time. Nothing bad, but that's what it is. As far as percussion, both sections did fine. Didn't hear nothing crazy. Y'all stayed on tempo. No one got off, because we all know when we hear a song sometimes and percussion clearly is the issue. But in this situation, it was the wind instruments. So percussion, 5 on both bands. Execution, Alcorn 2, simply because all the stuff. I heard some intonation problems. I heard tone issues. I don't really care about the weather. I saw you had on toboggan and stuff like that, but there are methods to get past all that. Execution in general was a 2. Needs improvement, a lot of improvement. I would love to hear that song at the top-notch version of the way you all can play, because that arrangement's off the chain. Whoever arranged the song, kudos to you, because that's what I always say about ALCORN. ALCORN always has really cool arrangements, and it's like sometimes they play them and they're hitting, they're like dead on it. Then sometimes it's just not. That's just what I have been observing, so that is that. Execution for Southern is a 5. I'm gonna say that's the way the song was meant to sound. I don't know too much about those dynamics, if they're supposed to be lower or softer some parts or louder or whatever, but it sounded good and it sounded like the band played it the way it was meant to be played. So execution on that is a 5. And these are my explanations of the scores, so there you go. Do you agree with the scores that I gave?
Or do you not?
Let me know. Comment down below. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching the show. We really appreciate it. If you would like to make a request and see behind the scenes stuff, consider becoming a producer. Do that by hitting the join button. And if you want to throw a donation our way, hit that thanks button. These buttons are located right next to the subscribe button, so hit that one too. If you like this video, there are hundreds more on the channel, so subscribe to see more content.